It's about that time for us to. Yeah.
That's right. Listen, I'm your host, and welcome to Peace Corner. I'm Peter Soprano, aka the Sports God. To my right, Drizzy Dre.
What's going on, people? What's going on?
And listen, we are finally back. I'm not dead.
Yo, I had me worried for a second, man. Damn, that shit broke my heart.
Listen,
I got scared.
I would have killed you.
Listen. Everybody's getting sick out there. Listen, to make sure you don't get as sick as I was.
Hey, listen, that's a problem when you live on the East Coast. You got 90-degree weather, and then you're gonna wake up to 40 degrees with with frosty windshields.
Like today alone, it went from 85 degrees, and tonight it's gonna be 50. So it's a big drop just today alone. So you get sick real easily. So,
but what's a better way to fucking cure that sickness? Let's make some money.
Winning.
Exactly.
Right. You gotta win. So. And by the way, if you got first, you gotta go to the page and subscribe. It's right below you, so you can click right here and subscribe right there. You're watching it anyway, so you might as well click the button and follow it and subscribe.
That's it, people.
And also, for future reference, when we don't have a show or anything like that, we do have our picks put on the Twitter page. You can go to 2 Dudes and a Max, and you can see our picks, because we did post the picks, even though it was an unexpected absence.
Yeah.
So let's get right into the picks. Last week, we had some struggles last week, of course. I wasn't mentally all there, but we want to kick it off and get right back into it. So we got some good college games coming up this week.
We got a lot of good college games coming up.
So what is your number one college pick this week?
So my number one college lock of for this week, I'm gonna go with over 72.5 for the LSU versus Utah State game.
Wow.
So Utah State are 14-3 in their last 17 games. In those 17 games, they have not scored less than 24 points per game. They are averaging 533 yards per game and also averaging 38 points per game.
Joe Barrow, man.
LSU 4-0 coming off of a 66-38 win over Vanderbilt. They have a high-powered offense that's averaging 57 points per game. The over has went off 5 out of 8. At LSU, guys, I think this is easy. In my opinion,
we've said it numerous times on the show and on the other show. LSU have been playing the best team so far this year. They've been killing teams. They've been putting up 40, 50 points every single game.
They're averaging 57 points. Like, guys, they could hit this over by themselves. This game has 68-20 written all over it. I mean, I don't know. Like, Pete's telling you.
Yeah, you used to like Utah State. Now you getting on them?
No, not at all. I mean, but you can't lie as far. but no, Utah State. No, but again, I personally think they cover that spread. I mean, but that's just me giving away a different pick though. But Utah State can put up points, and I mean that just goes to show how much LSU has a really good offense too. I mean, again, if you're putting up that many points per game, that's insane.
Dude, they throw the ball all the time. That's why they run a pro offense and they barely run the ball. Even though they have a good running back, they barely run the ball. They throw the ball all the time and they're fast all over the field. And even their running back, they can toss it to him. He's a good pass catcher and he'll run up the score. So
exactly. I mean, personally, 72.5. I mean, we're looking at about 36.5. Per team. That's easy money to me, guys. That's my lock of the week.
All right, so my lock of the week is also going to be an over-under, but it's going to be actually an under. Oklahoma and Kansas, I think, under 68. Now, the reason, my logic for this is usually when you go Oklahoma, you're going to go over because most of the time they can score 40, 50 points per game.
Yeah.
A couple of things that are a little bit different in this game is last week, between the game that they with Texas Tech, they got to 71, and even with that, they got a couple quick touchdowns that I don't know if they'll be able to get off Kansas State. Kansas State is a better defensive team. Les Miles is one of those coaches that's going to preach defense. So between him as a defensive coach and Oklahoma now is going to be on the road instead of being at home, I think that's enough factors that it can knock it down even 3 points. So I think
Somebody didn't like that pick.
So I'm already getting that flag out of here, and my top pick is going to be Oklahoma and Kansas under 68 points.
Listen, no flags this weekend, but yes, I agree with you on that one. I was actually looking at that as well. But I personally don't like taking unders, but that is a really good under to take, in my opinion.
I usually don't like unders either, but I will say this also, and a lot of people that are in the betting world, they know this, is that Vegas and other odds makers, one, they pushed odds for favorites up a little bit more because they know they're favorites. They know the public is going to bet them.
Absolutely.
And odds are not made for who's going to win the game.
Right.
Odds are made to make people bet on both sides, so Vegas is going to win in the end. So they're going to push favorites a little bit more. They maybe an extra point or two more than they should. And they're also, for college games, they're going to push them as high as possible because you see Oklahoma scoring 50, 60 points, you're going to make a 70-point spread.
That's crazy. Of course,
And you're not going to be able to do it every single game.
And honestly, again, unfortunate to lose, but honestly, they do that for like the rookie bettors. The ones that just bet off of like
you gotta
hype
see if
and all that.
For real or not. So with that said, let's get to your second pick of the week.
So my second pick of the week, guys, I'm gonna go with Penn State minus 22 against Purdue. We got the 12th ranked Penn State 4-0 coming off of a 59 shutout win against Maryland. They've been playing really good football.
They played really
good football. Yeah, and honestly, Purdue, they're just banged up right now. They have a lot of injuries, and we're talking.
It's gonna be a second time in a row picking Penn State.
Yeah, man.
And that's what you gotta do.
And they got me last time. And you know what? If you know what they say, if it's working, you know.
I rode with LSU earlier. You rode with Penn State.
Yeah, but
whatever's working if you're on that roll.
But honestly, I didn't want to do that, but. Again, Purdue's super banged up. Yeah. They're playing at Penn State, and here's a little fun fact. The Natty Lions are 8-1 against the spread in the last 9 home games versus a team with the losing road record, which Purdue does have. Again, guys, minus 22 Penn State at home against a Purdue team that's, that hasn't been playing that, too well. 1-3 for this season. I personally like this as well.
I agree. I did look at that matchup, and I do like that one also. I went a little different one. This one was a little bit weird because it's going to be a Friday game. It's one of those games that I usually would pick the underdog, but I think because of how they played last week, I think UCF -4 against Cincy. I think ranked 18 in the nation. I think that they're only 4 points for a team that, listen, they haven't lost a game in 2 years. They finally lost a game. And now they want to show, all right, listen, we're for real. We lost the game. You don't have to talk about us national championship anymore, but listen, we still are a good team, and they're a good team. So I think that game against Cincinnati is going to be their proving ground to show, listen, we won 2 years without losing a game. You said we were fake. We beat some teams that we shouldn't have beaten. Now we're going to show you that we're for real.
And the spread's only 4?
It's only 4.
That's crazy. I mean, I would hop on it.
That'll be Friday night, that'll get. So what's your upset pick of the week?
My upset, I'm going to go and I'm going to shift towards the NFL. Look, guys, I haven't been doing really good with the Thursday night football
you
games.
love the Thursday night football.
That's so true.
I took a break last Thursday. Unfortunately, you fell victim to it, but I had to take a break.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to take a break, but guys, with this tomorrow's game is actually a really good game, to be honest. So we have Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks. The Los Angeles Rams are a +1.5 underdog.
The Rams burn money. That's what they do.
Guys, so look, I know they lost at home. I know they lost at home to Tampa Bay, but remember that the Rams, they also put up over 40 points. Seattle playing at home, they haven't been playing really good in general. They lost. I mean, they won 21-20, whatever it was, by a point against a really bad Cincinnati team. We just saw what happened to them on Monday. Seattle also lost at home against a New Orleans team that didn't have Drew Brees, and to me, Seattle just been looking super shaky. The Rams, I expect them to bounce back tomorrow big. I think it's a bounce back game for them. I think they're going to go back to basics, running the ball. I think Jared Goff, even though he's been a little suspect, he's going to protect the ball. I'm ready to catch that flag from Vic. I see him over there.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, man. How you go for 500 yards and have a bad game?
Eli Manning.
That was ridiculous. Hey, he's proven Javi right. I'll say overpaid. He's proven Javi right.
Guys, look, again, see Seattle at home, for some reason, even though, historically, they play really well.
They got the 12th man.
Again, they haven't really been playing. They let Andy Dalton throw for over 400 yards against fucking Seattle. That's insane. Again, I love Rams tomorrow, +1.5. Honestly, I would take it before it moves to a pickle.
All right, so with mine, I stayed with college football, and I'm very surprised.
I'm asking for it, but fuck it.
I'm actually very surprised that they're an underdog because I even checked multiple places to see if it was a mistake or anything like that. Army +3 against Tulane. Army is one of those teams that's been playing very well this year. It's very hard to stop their running game. And Tulane, I'm not big on Tulane. I think Army, when you play against Army, it's very hard because most teams in college football now, they try to pass the ball. They try to pass the ball a lot.
Tulane came back against Houston in that freaking thriller, bro.
No, but still. They won't be able to do that because there's a team that doesn't even let the other offense get the ball. They run the ball so much and just run the clock out. So it's a completely different situation.
Are you trying to challenge Pete? Are you going to try?
It was a challenge.
Yeah, you pressed the wrong one.
The ruling on the field stands. He's correct.
Exactly. So,
God damn it.
Listen, so I think Army +3. I think that's a very good bet. I think that's going to be also a low-scoring game. I didn't look at the over/under for that, but I still think that Army is going to be able to give Tulane a lot of trouble there. And
Army's not a bad team.
No, they're not. They're not at all. They won about 8-9 games last year.
They gave Michigan.
Yeah, they should have beaten Michigan.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
They should have beaten Michigan. They screwed up late in that game, and they should have won that game. So they against top contenders, they've played tough, and it's very, like I said, it's very hard to stop their running game because they run the option, and hardly any teams run the option anymore. So you can't practice against it that much. So it's a very hard thing to go with. So with that said, we got a couple fantasy questions that came in. Both my boy Luis Serrano. Even though he switched his Twitter name, I don't know what happened with his account. The fans may be looking out for him, but he had 2 questions this week, and both of them are regarding the same person. First, he said he was offered Gordon for Le'Veon Bell. Yes or no?
Melvin Gordon for Le'Veon Bell?
Yes.
No.
No.
No, I wouldn't, because 1, again, we don't know the status of Melvin Gordon, and 2, we don't know if he's gonna have Russ coming in, you know, and how limited he's gonna be to play in the backfield.
So that's what I'm saying. You rather have Bell?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
So he'll be trading Gordon for Bell. So you say yes?
Yes. And he's getting Bell. I think he's giving up.
Getting Bell.
Absolutely, yeah. Do it ASAP. I would hop all over that.
You know what? I'm actually going the opposite way.
Okay, I mean,
the reason why is because even though Bell can have his good games, and we've seen that, the Jets' offensive line isn't good. The Jets' offense isn't good, and I think he's going to be a little bit inconsistent. I think Gordon, and we saw that with Eckler when he was the starter with San Diego. If you're the running back in that team, and he will be the starter. Right.
Of course, absolutely.
The coach already came out and said it. He's going to be the starter. He's going to get 15, 20 carries a game. He's going to get points.
I appreciate you bringing my cable back, all right, bro?
Go flag.
So I completely.
Flag on Dre.
Oh man.
So listen,
Thanks, Pete.
I would say that Gordon finds a way to win that battle between him and Bell because I think he'll be more consistent. I keep calling San Diego, but Los Angeles Chargers are one of those teams that put up a lot of points.
San Diego.
Exactly. And they use their running back a lot. So there's 2 teams that use their running back a lot if you get on. One is the Los Angeles Chargers, and one is the Kansas City Chiefs. So
now he made a good point. Is the offensive line, you know, again, Anthony came in and he's already doing, you know,
they have a good line.
He's already doing really good numbers. Again, they have a good O-line, and right now with Sam Darnold out of the picture, that's also another point too that Le'Veon Bell might be getting too much load, and again, you get banged up. The O-line's not good. And again, but in my opinion, again, you can't go wrong with either or. But I'll still lean towards Bell. Mm-hmm. But if Melvin Gordon for some reason happens to come in and it picks off where he left off, that potentially, you know, he could be a breakout star in my opinion as far as
Now this is another one that he had regarding Gordon because like I said he has Gordon. So Melvin Gordon, Damian Williams, and Shady
for who?
For Kamara.
Wait, but hold on, who's getting what?
He'll be getting Kamara.
He'll be
giving up those 3 players for Kamara.
Personally, I don't know about you, but personally, no. Stay away from that. Whoever offered that trade, that's tough, in my opinion. And I mean, I can give you my reasons why.
From our league.
So we got Shady McCoy, right, from Kansas City, and Damian Williams and Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon just said is it confirmed that he's coming back?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's coming back.
He was actually active last week, but they just didn't really do anything with him because they didn't want him to be active last week. But he's going to be active this week, and then he's probably going to be a little bit of a backup role, and then he'll be the starter the week after. So
you got Gordon. You know he's going to come back, and you know he's going to do good. Damian Williams, Shady McCoy. Look, speaking from somebody that has them in the 2 QB league, UXP. I started off 0-2, and these guys again, the duo's been giving me points. I'm 2-2 now. Personally, I wouldn't do the trade now. Again, depending on how your depth is looking in running backs, obviously, with Williams, Shady McCoy, and Melvin Gordon, on your roster, to me, that's adding really good running back depth. But again, you know what? For Kamara, that's not a horrible trade. Obviously, Kamara's, easily, in my opinion, top 3 running backs of the league. But again, I just feel like you're giving away too much, in my opinion.
That's a really tough one. I think it all depends on what else you have on your team. If you have another legitimate starting running back, then I say you make the trade. Because if you have one stud running back and you put him with Kamara, then you're going.
That's a two-headed monster right
But
there.
if you don't have any more depth other than those guys, then yeah, you got to keep the depth because Gordon could be good, Damian Williams could be good, Shady could be good. Even if only one of them is good between Shady and Williams, you have two good backs right there. So, but that's the reason why I said if you have another big back on there, then listen, I'll do it. Because I mean, if you're gonna have a good back and Kamara to go with him, I mean, those are the type of players that win you championships.
That's a really good
They have
point,
those
too.
type of
Like-
big games in the playoffs that win you championships.
Right, so like Pete just said, considering the factors on how your roster's looking, if you do have depth, then honestly go for it. Honestly, I would definitely hop on that. But if you don't, then with McCoy, Williams, and Melvin Gordon, to me, you should be pretty good with that.
So now, just a couple pickups for this week in fantasy. Quarterbacks suck. All right, so there's gonna be a lot of bad quarterbacks this week.
Kirk Cousins.
Now,
God damn it.
yeah, Kirk Cousins. Listen, Kirk Cousins. This is the one thing I'm gonna say about Kirk
I
Cousins.
apologize. I'm a bitch cousin.
Kirk Cousins can't even hit a box from 5 yards away for his gender reveal party, whatever. But the point is, he did. Listen, it's on video, so he actually it's bad. But the point is that I think his schedule is extremely easy coming up. I think he's going to turn it around. So this is actually the time that you can buy him dirt cheap because
Who do
nobody
they play
thinks
next?
he's
Who do they
good.
play next?
Well, Giants.
Oh God, here we go.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
All right, we'll get to that on the big show.
Whoa,
But
whoa, whoa,
listen,
whoa,
so that was just because Kirk Cousins was mentioned. But listen, the two quarterbacks that if you're in a 2 QB league to pick up, because I want to pick them up if it's just 1 QB league.
No.
Chase Daniel, he's going against Oakland this week. He looked good last week for the Bears. Mr. Trubisky probably isn't going to play because they have a bye in week 6, so most likely they'll rest him for this week and hope he comes back after the bye. And also the second one, Matt Barkley, the Buffalo Bills. Now, some people are going to be desperate because they're in a 2 QB league and start him. I still want it because he may give you negative points. He could be that bad. Like, I've seen quarterbacks, we've seen
So is
Nathan
Josh Allen
Peterman.
not playing? Is Josh Allen not playing?
And most likely not. He hasn't cleared the concussion protocol yet, so it's most
This is a
likely.
deadline, right? There's a deadline for that.
It's not a deadline, but most of the time they're not going to start the quarterback if they aren't cleared by Thursday or Friday. So it's looking more and more like Matt Barkley's going to be the
And who are they
starter.
playing? Tennessee?
Yeah, they're playing the Titans.
Yeah, no, and Tennessee has a really good defense in my opinion.
Yeah,
so-
I think that's going to be a very low-scoring game. Some running backs, even though I don't want to say it because I'm in the same league as some of the people that are watching the show.
Say it.
The top running back to probably pick up is Jalen Samuels because Pittsburgh showed last week
Got it
with
right.
their new type of offense of just pitching the ball 1 yard ahead of them.
Hey, easy, relax.
I mean, it worked.
They needed
but
a win, and they got to ease Rudolph. And
It worked, but they a bunch of 1 yard pitches, but they count as passes. So it helps out Rudolph. It helps out Samuels.
Rudolph
it
is
hel-
no Daniel Jones.
It helps. It helps out Connor.
Oh.
That's for sure.
It doesn't look like
Damn
it, right
sure.
now. But that's the point is that if you're in a PPR league, you got to get him. If you're in a regular league, I still would hold off on him. But in a PPR league, you got to get Jalen Samuels.
So should I trade him?
Yeah, should I trade him if I have him and I don't need him?
If you don't need him, yes.
A trade that was proposed to me. Robinson, Kansas City wide receiver for Samuel. Should I say yes or no?
No.
No, hell no.
No.
No way.
I'm trying to add value to the show, all right?
No.
We
that's
appreciate the
good. Yeah, we
question.
appreciate it. Just a couple more people before we wrap it up. Ronald Jones is a running back that's now seen to be the starter and getting most of the carries in Tampa Bay. In New Orleans, they're going against New Orleans, whose defense isn't that great, so he may be able to get you some yards. And I told you to pick him up a couple of weeks ago because I saw this happening. He was definitely playing better than Peyton Barber, and I knew he was going to be the starter eventually. Couple wide receivers to look at. Golden Tate, after his suspension, is now coming back for the Giants, and he's a PPR monster. So Golden Tate is somebody that you definitely want to look at. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, there's a good chance that Devontae Adams is not going to play this week. It isn't really getting talked about that much, but without him playing, Marquez is going to be the top wide receiver on that team. Along with him will be Jimmy Graham, because as we saw last week, Jimmy Graham got a lot of catches after Devontae Adams went out the game. So those
Let
are
me
two
ask you
guys
about
definitely
Jimmy
look
Graham
at.
because I got him in one of my leagues.
Yeah.
Consistency to me, that's what's killing me.
Yeah.
As far as Jimmy Graham.
Well, the thing is, when they have Devontae Adams there, he has to be the top guy. But without him here, Jimmy Graham will be able to get the touches. And just to finish it off, there were 3 defenses that I want you to look at this week: Philadelphia versus the Jets, Tennessee versus Buffalo, and Carolina versus Jacksonville. Those 3 defenses, I think, could be near to what I've been saying with New England, who's been carrying a lot of teams lately. I told you to pick up New England a long time ago. So those 3 teams are teams to look at for defense this week.
And another thing I want to bring up, the last time when we were at the bar and what was it, Bloomfield?
Nah, that's my boy.
Portland, or wherever.
He said call it Bloomfield.
Oh my God,
Bloomfield.
that's gonna kill me, man.
Yo.
I called it Riverdale.
Yo, you
called it Bloomfield.
Nah. Damn, you see that? Hey, that.
Bloomfield's right
Listen.
there.
Hey, listen, it looks worse on you than it does me.
Sorry, if there's a little change, next week's gonna be just Pete.
All right, but
But like, I just wanted to bring up the point of, like I said about Deontay Johnson again, with him being at wide receiver number 3, Mason Rudolph's been connecting.
He got a touchdown last week. Good.
Yeah, and he got a touchdown against who was it, Seattle or San Fran or whoever they played when they brought him in, and to Dave, he as well as myself, I was really big on James Washington though. But for some reason, Mason Rudolph's been connected really well with Deontay Johnson when he is slinging it. So again, if he's on your bench, I should go for
his
him.
2 long throws a game.
Yeah, but they're going for over 50 yards.
All right, but with that said, if you didn't get him, Drake said a couple weeks ago, Deontay Johnson. If you didn't get him, I told you a couple weeks, Ronald Jones. So you need to start listening to our fantasy pickups. And with that, we will catch you on Sunday. Thank you for watching Pete's Corner. You got our picks. Go win some money and go and subscribe.
Share, please.
And also, Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Right.
Listen, it's all about
Say
the
the
moms.
titties!
It's all about the moms. All right.
That's it.
Peace.